to make the move.
Whoa!
On the first lap.
Oh!
Newgarden. Oh, that's blind uphill. A big accident right there.
Colton
Cars
Herta,
all over the place.
Hunter Ray, Dalton Kellett, Max Chilton,
Rosenquist,
Hinchcliffe.
He gets loose, gets in the grass, loses it. Nobody else can see anything until they come over the rise. And look at all these cars just stack in. And Jimmy Johnson.
Victory for him is running all 90 laps.
A little left front damage perhaps for Jimmy. We'll keep an eye on that.
Pretty light contact on the left side pod. I think that was Hinch. Launched off the car of Max Chilton.
black and red Verizon car.
Green.
Big crash.
Spitting out the back. We're yellow.
Day.
Daly, Fittipaldi.
Daly's upside down, I believe.
That's the tail end of it. We'll give you another look. Apologies for that technical problem there. We'll give you another look at it.
Thanks to Auto Nation.
So Sully, it all checked up. You heard him get on the throttle and start to go, and then he had a nice gap there, Townsend, like he was.
Oh, a big crash! Justin Wilson and Tristan Vautier, and James Jakes
and
collects the
Simona.
debris.
Oh boy, in Serbia.
And Joseph Newgarden.
Wow, Serbia's car
Really
and Newgarden's car.
Wiggles.
That right rear tire was on that seam. We've talked about that, and Wilson turned in with his right rear right on the seam. Everybody else trying to get out of the way, and Serbia just gets pancaked. And there comes Vautier T-boning.
He just gets a little bit loose there. Serbia's got to make a decision, so he goes high, but out of nowhere, Newgarden comes slamming up the racetrack. So Serbia.
Canada's Robert Wickens.
Oh, that's going to be tight through there.
Oh,
really touch. Oh my God.
Oh, that's Robert Wickens. And his teammate is into him as well, James Hinchcliffe. That was ugly. That was frightening.
Big impact.
Concern. So let's have a look here on the inside here. There's Hunter Ray braking sideways, and look at that. Wickens just climbs over the 28 and up into the fence.
It was a vicious impact. That is the fastest part of the racetrack. You know, you're wide open, two cars contact, and the angle at which they darted.
Backed out in the drivers' meeting today. The drivers were warned and reminded as they nearly come together.
There it goes. That's the big one. That's the big one.
Big crash.
Oh boy. Hildebrand Jones.
It's his teammate Aloshin who's giving Hinchcliffe nowhere to go.
Oh, Vautier got contact as well.
Aloshin made it 3 wide down the back straightaway, and when Hinchcliffe had to move up, he was pinched. Terrible result for Vautier that was having such a great run. So both Dale Coyne cars, both Schmidt-Peterson cars, both Ed Carpenter cars. But Alexander Rossi pretty well smoked on the front straightaway. Now Ryan Hunter-Ray is to the inside. Huge crash. Hunter-Ray, Sato. Oh no, and Rossi is in it.
A lot of cars.
Up
Rossi
in the fence is Rosenquist.
This is disastrous for Rossi in the championship. His teammate was involved like he was last year
Sato.
in turn 2. Sato's involved. Car
down.
upside down with Sato's car.
They're now 3 wide.
They just squeezed him.
I think
Sato just came
down
over
on Rossi.
Yeah, he just came down on top of Rossi and then swept everybody out. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
look at that.
man.
Up in the fence. So very hard hit for Rosenquist. Very, very lucky.
I'm so glad that Rosenquist stayed out of the fence in terms of the whole car getting up there.
Oh, yeah.
So here we get a good head-on shot. I'm not sure what Sato thought he was clear maybe and tried to get a draft off Dixon.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing in that situation. He just kind of turned down across those guys, and there was a car in the middle. Rossi was in the sandwich.
Well, we have an onboard
in the middle of it, so we'll get an onboard with Rossi. Look at this. Already banging wheels already, so close. But here, watch Sato, and then he just turns on him.
Oh, and Hunter Ray was kind of tight
Rossi
down
has
below.
No steering for Rossi now.
I think everybody was trying to go after the single car tow, the draft from Scott Dixon. You had 3 wide and 1 in front. Hunter Ray on board.
Passing his teammate here, so he's on the inside clear of him. Then watch Sato he tries to shoot that gap, and it was not there.
Not
so
on at all.
I would say at this point, Ryan Hunter-Reay saying, I might be done with Pocono. 2 really scary crashes in 2 years.
Sato collected just about everybody, and it sends Rosenquist up. So similar to Wickens last year. He's so lucky that that didn't get into the fence. And it ripped the front of the nose right off the car.
He's
so
lucky that the bottom side of the car impacted the wall of the.
It's on the brakes. He's doing what he has to do, but the cars just come right back to him. He was on the brakes, slowing down, downshifting, doing exactly what he needed to do, but then the cars swept back up the track. There's Ray Hall on board. Good driving by Ray Hall.
All clear.
Lead. No, Will Power.
Power goes around, one of the championship contenders, and then up on his lid over the top is Ed Carpenter. Takuma Sato has also crashed.
He just lost it all on his own, cold tires.
That was a big move from Newgarden, and boy, Will Power is lucky.
Also get turned, or turnaround.
Tell you what, Helio Castro Neves was almost into that.
Agino making a move.
Oh, and finally on turn 1. Hard contact into the wall.
Michaela Lotion loses it down low. Marco
they're piling into him.
Several cars taken out. Marco Andretti.
Looked like he went. He's got Dixon on his side. He just lost it, flat out lost it. And he's had the eyes of the series chief steward on him.
Hey. Oh, trouble! Into the wall! And many more involved.
Now the drivers that are behind have literally nowhere to go.
Danica on the high side. And here comes Marco. Oh, look out! Airborne! Franchini's upside down. Dixon is involved. The wheels touched. Weldon is involved.
Airborne up here, got up into the fence. We got him coming down. Copy that. Scott, you okay?
Looks like Sam Hornish also.
2 cars touched. It was, you know, Dario was pushing really hard. I think it's, yep. I think, you know, Dario was wanting to come down, and Dan wanted to come up a bit. And all I saw, I mean, I saw Dario backwards, upside down in the air. I was fully.
The wheels.
Now the left rear of the car on top, 27 car, and then the car on the right front wheel of Dan Weldon. Looked like Dan was just trying to move up towards the right just a little bit, and his right front wheel on his target machine got the Canadian Club machine up in the air. And see everything else going on there. The parts just strewn everywhere, and the real lucky guy in this, Marty, I think really was Thomas Schechter.
To the bottom of the screen, Hawksworth might have hit the car in front of him, and that caused him to spin.
I think he did actually make contact with, I believe that's Saavedra, and sent them both going into the wall. See, Saavedra's still got his foot on the gas because he knows he's going towards the wall, so he put his foot on the gas, try and make the tires spin to lessen the impact at the last moment, then put his foot on the brakes. But that is a hard hit. That's just the mistiming from the 41, Jack Hawksworth, and that ABC machine just clipping the back of Saavedra.
And what's really good is all the cars stayed on the ground.
And the car that you saw going up over Saavedra, that was Coletti in the number 4 machine.
Now the best thing about this accident is they keep on moving, and that energy keeps getting dissipated. The worst sort of an accident you can see is one where you just hit the wall and you stop. As they keep on rolling, they're getting rid of all of that energy that's obviously missed this. Again, the safer barrier did its job.
So great racing up front, but look at all those bits and pieces scattered around on the track after the crash in the back of the field.
Inside, side by side, 3 wide. No.
I don't know if Tristan had anything to do with that.
It was Justin Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson was chopped him, and he got loose. Well, maybe.
Oh. That tells us a very different story.
Yeah, that's a pretty brave move by Tristan to stuff it in there 3 wide.
Yeah.
At turn 3, that's not going to go.
Where was Vautier going to go? Exactly. Where was he? What was he trying to do there? Let's have another look at it from this angle.
And Rahal saying, "Oh, he's in the dirt." Rahal saying, "What were you doing in that section?"
You know, looking at that shot though, I think it looked to me like Graham started to drop down on him.
Well, I'm sure he didn't know he was there. I'm sure Graham was concentrating on the guy on the outside, and so I would imagine that he wouldn't even have known that he stuffed it in there because he's a car length behind here, and then he just stuffed it down the inside and went to the grass. So I'm sure Graham didn't even know he was there. Yeah. They're already to the corner now. You see, the problem he's got the blue and silver cars coming down on top of Graham, so Graham's got to come down.
Yeah.
And then the coin car just dove in the inside, and we're seeing this in slow motion. That all happens in a tenth of a second.